What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sector for Nerds. I'm Ryan Brower, and today I'm here to give you guys my list of my top 10 favorite Star Wars video games. As someone who used to play video games all the time growing up, I thought I'd come up with a list of my absolute favorite Star Wars games, and there have been many over the years. Before we begin, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, let me know in the comments below what your favorite Star Wars video games are. Remember to be respectful of others' opinions. Now, here are a few honorable mentions. EA Star Wars Battlefront 1. Now, I know the EA Battlefront games have quite the reputation, both good and bad, but regardless of that, I had so much fun playing this game. It took me back to the days of playing the original Star Wars Battlefront 2. I think EA did a great job with all the different maps you could play on, weapons you could use, heroes to play as, and incredible DLCs. While the game is mostly multiplayer, the survival mode is no slouch. My only complaint with the game as a whole is that I wish there would have been more. Star Wars The Clone Wars Republic Heroes. As someone who's always been a massive Clone Wars fan, it wasn't hard for me to not like this game. I enjoyed playing both the DS version, which takes you through the story of Grievous building a secret weapon, and the PlayStation/Xbox/Wii version of Count Dooku and Kulteska building a secret weapon of their own. Secret weapons everywhere. Both stories are fun to play through, and what's just as fun is being able to play as not just a Jedi like Obi-Wan and Anakin, but being able to play as clones as well, such as Rex and Cody. And my final honorable mention, Star Wars Republic Commando. Now, admittedly, I haven't played much of this game, but from the little that I have played and the gameplay that I've seen, this is a great Star Wars game to play. I think they're releasing a modified version of this game for the Switch and PS4, so I'm definitely gonna get my hands on it and play through it. Clone Commandos are freaking badasses, so why wouldn't I want to play through this game? Now into the list itself. You guys ready? Here we go. At number 10, Star Wars The Clone Wars Jedi Alliance. I remember having so much fun playing this DS game growing up, and I had just as much fun playing it again for this channel over a decade later. Damn, that's crazy to think about. Jedi Alliance centers around the Night Sisters aligning with the Separatists to steal Kyber crystals for a secret space station. Throughout the game, you also have a chance to play as 6 different Jedi: Ahsoka Tano, Anakin Skywalker, Kit Fisto, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Plo Koon, and Mace Windu. And what's cool is that you can choose to play as any of them as long as they're not currently occupied with another mission. You can even play as C-3PO and R2-D2 in an attempt to convince a Magma Guard that the jazz band is late.
He said that there are intruders in the palace. He says that the jazz band is late. Yep.
For those who have a DS, I highly recommend playing through this game. At number 9, Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, another game I had a lot of fun playing growing up. Now, at times when people try to make video games based off movies, they don't always turn out good, but not in this case. Playing as Anakin and Obi-Wan and being able to use different lightsaber combos and force attacks truly makes this game incredible. But what's even more incredible is being able to play as Anakin in the Jedi Temple during Order 66, something I wish we would have seen in the movies.
The Council is no longer in control.
Number 8, EA Star Wars Battlefront 2. Say what you want about EA, and believe me, I have my complaints as well, but there is no denying how much fun I had playing this game. I used to love playing the Galactic Assault and Starfighter Assault game modes. This game definitely improved its Starfighter gameplay and combat from their first game, and as someone who loves playing in Starfighters because of the original Battlefront 2, I had fun playing in the Starfighters in this game as well. Having hero Starfighters for me was also a big deal. My 2 favorites being Maul Scimitar and Boba Fett's Slave 1. But the other thing I really enjoyed about this game was the campaign. Playing through the story of Inferno Squad, but specifically their leader, Iden Versio. Through this campaign and reading the Inferno Squad novel that takes place before the campaign, Iden had become one of my favorite female characters in Star Wars. Wars. Now, I know everybody complains because, oh, they clickbaited us. She was supposed to be with the Empire, but she joins the Rebellion. Look, guys, at the end of the day, for me anyway, it was a good story and a fun campaign, and that's all I care about. Now, do I have my complaints with this game, as I know EA could have done better? Absolutely. I hoped at one point they'd release a game mode where you could play on the ground and in space for a massive planetary battle, but the least they could have done, at the very least, give me an opportunity to take a starfighter and fly it into a capital ship and be able to destroy the internal systems of that enemy ship. It's why I love the original Battlefront 2 so much. Considering I've now brought up the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 multiple times, you can probably make an educated guess on whether or not it's going to be on this list. At number 7, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I know I'm about to piss off a lot of people when I say this, but I did not enjoy the gameplay of either two KOTOR games. The way the game is designed to play, it's just not my style, especially the way the combat works. However, the story in the first game was so freaking good from start to finish, I had no choice but to continue playing this game because I wanted to learn more. I loved this story, and it's a story I wish Disney would tell, but I'm also afraid of them messing it up as well. I love the Ebon Hawk, and to me, it's just as iconic as the Millennium Falcon and the Ghost. I also love a lot of the playable characters as well, such as Kar Thonasi, Mission Vao, her Wookiee friend Zalbar, Canderous Ordo, Bastila Shan, and of course, the main character of this whole game. And please skip ahead if you don't know and are currently playing this game, because I was shocked when I found out, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant, and I wouldn't want to take away that moment from anyone. But of course, the main character, Revan. Throughout the game, you can make different choices which will affect Revan to make him more light side or dark side, which can impact certain powers or abilities you have. You also have the ability towards the end of the game to turn to the dark side if you choose. Personally, I chose the light side because that's how I roll, and besides that, most dark side endings in Star Wars games are kinda lame, and we'll get more into that later. Again, while I didn't like the gameplay, I was invested in the story. I was invested in the main characters. I was invested in Malak as the main villain. It was all so freaking good, and I wish Disney/Lucasfilm would start telling these stories on screen for people who haven't played these games before. At number 6, LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. My brother and I spent so much time growing up playing this game, and it was so much fun. I swear my brother and I beat this game like 10 times. We would collect all the mini kits, gold bricks, get True Jedi for every mission. By the way, I don't care what LEGO game I'm playing, every time I collect 100% with the studs, it will always be True Jedi to me. My good friend Caleb understands this as well. Of course, my bro and I also played the original 2 LEGO Star Wars games, but the idea of combining it all into one game and even adding additional characters to unlock as well was such a great concept. At number 5, LEGO Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars. For as much time as my bro and I put into LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga, we put in just as much time into LEGO Star Wars 3, if not more. Honestly, either of these games could change each other in rank depending on the day. That's how much I love these LEGO games. We've probably beaten this one a couple times as well, even unlocking the stealth ship when collecting all of the gold bricks. But not only was it great playing through episodes from seasons 1 and 2 of the Clone Wars, but playing the Republic Assault and Separatist Assault game modes were just as fun. It's essentially like Galactic Conquest in the original Star Wars Battlefront 2, where you have to capture all the planets. While playing, you can capture bases, have the ability to spawn in cannons, troops, tanks, shield generators, and more. At number 4, Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of this game, but I love it. The gameplay to me is just as good, if not better, than the first game. You get to play with 2 lightsabers instead of 1, and there's a mind trick ability, which might be the best part of the game.
This is not your fight.
This is my fight.
The story of this game is Starkiller figuring out whether or not he's a clone, because Vader seems to convince him he is. Here's my thing. If Starkiller was actually a clone, then why was Vader so adamant about getting that one specific clone to join him, unless that specific clone was Starkiller himself? Because as Vader said in LEGO Star Wars The New Yoda Chronicles, a Sith clone is no match for the original. Remember when I said the dark side endings in Star Wars games are really lame? Well, this one is on the top of the chart, cause the ending is just another Starkiller clone killing the Starkiller you play as along with Coda as well, and Vader essentially going, haha, I lied, I did perfect the cloning process. Then what the heck was the point of this whole story? It makes no sense. The dark side ending is my only complaint about this game. Apart from that, everything else is great. Number 3, the original Star Wars Battlefront 2. Wow, what a shocker considering I've mentioned it several times already. I love everything about this game, from Rise of the Empire campaign to Galactic Conquest to Instant Action. And of course, I love playing space battles in this game because, as I mentioned earlier, I love being able to take a starfighter, fly it into the enemy hangar of a capital ship, and start a fight with the enemy inside their own hangar, along with destroying their ship's internal systems such as their shields and engines. It's such a novel concept, I know. Number 2, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. This game far surpassed my expectations. The gameplay was great, the story was great, everything about this game was great. I love single player campaigns, especially when they're Star Wars related, because they have a chance to tell amazing stories and have some kick-ass combat. In this game, you play as Jedi Padawan Cal Kestis as he learns to survive on his own after Order 66. Along the way, he meets Seer and Grease, who have a mission of their own: finding a holocron that contains the list of Force-sensitive children and use it to rebuild the Jedi Order. During their journey, Cal has many trials and tribulations that help you get invested in his character. I would say more, but I don't want to give away too much in case there are those who haven't played. And for those who haven't, I would highly recommend doing so. Even if you're not necessarily the biggest Star Wars fan, overall, it's a great game with a great story, and I don't think anything can beat that, except for my number 1. For everybody that knows me well, you guys know that my number 1 on this list is what I think is the greatest Star Wars game in the world, and that's The Force Unleashed. Nothing beats a great game with a great story, and that's exactly what this is. I love the character of Starkiller. He's one of my top 5 favorite Star Wars characters of all time. His story is truly inspiring, going from Vader's secret apprentice to someone who helps start the rebellion. The first half of the game is Starkiller going to planets and messing them up, and the second half is him going back to some of those planets and undoing the damage he's done. But it's not just the story that's incredible. The amount of ways to use the Force as a weapon is incredible as well. Sure, you may not have the mind trick like in The Force Unleashed 2, but it's still fun to use the Force Grip, Lightning, and countless others, including my other favorite ability, the Force Repulse. You can pretty much break anything with the Force in this game. It's like Lucasfilm said, let's make a game where the Force is your playground. It's a crazy fun game, and again, it's my favorite Star Wars video game of all time, and I don't think anything will ever be able to top it. Though admittedly, Jedi Fallen Order got close, just not close enough. Among Clone Wars getting cancelled, the other major thing that annoys me is not being able to get a Force Unleashed 3. I know Clone Wars came back, but the difference is in Disney's mind, that's at least canon. Force Unleashed isn't, though there will always be a part of me that has hope. You know what, if Lucasfilm is willing to release the Clone Wars micro series on Disney Plus and modify Republic Commando for PlayStation, then maybe they're open to other things like making a Force Unleashed 3. I'm not going to get my hopes up too high, but a small part of me will always be hopeful. So that's my list of favorite Star Wars games. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share this video with others to help support the channel. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Star Wars games are, and I will see you guys next time.